Evan Luxenburg, Director of Supply Chain at LD Carlson.
And I'm Bobby Terry, Vice President for LD Carlson.
Today we're here at Warminster Maltings to visit Robin Appel and the Warminster team, and we're excited to share a tour with you.
Good morning, Bobby, Evan, welcome to Warminster Maltings. Bobby, Evan, I want to show you this because we've got a wonderful sequence of photographs here that someone had the foresight to actually take in 1950 before any mechanisation was introduced. So the process is exactly as it was in 1855. Everything done by hand. I mean, everybody in these photographs has got a shovel in his hand, and or if he hasn't got a shovel, he's got one of our hand tools, all the way through to the man who's actually operating the kiln, who's shoveling coal and ash all day. An amazing sequence of photographs, wonderful.
Robin, can you explain why Warminster Maltings is located in this part of the UK?
Can you tell us a little bit more about the Icknield series soil and what makes it so special?
Bobby, Evan, the reason that Warminster Maltings is here, look, this is the Icknield series soil type, which is a soil type of light loam over chalk, which allows for early planting in the spring, but retains moisture through the hot summer. That's what's important. This soil type is the best soil type for growing prime malting barley. So Warminster is here so that it could buy its barleys from here and sell its malt all the way down here. That's what it's all about. When the barley arrives at the maltings, it is tipped into one of our storage intake bins. From there it is conveyed to hoppers above the steeping vessels. The malting process then begins by steeping the barley in water over 3 days in order to raise the moisture content from 14% to 44 to 45% when germination begins.
Does the steeping procedure vary with the time of year?
Does the steep water temperature matter?
The steeping temperature matters, but it doesn't matter between varieties. The ideal temperature is 12 degrees C. Our water mostly comes from our own well, and if you can measure the temperature of that water in the middle of January and in the middle of July, it's plus or minus 1 degree either side of 12 degrees centigrade. So actually our steep water is the most perfect temperature for steeping all our grains, all varieties of barley, wheat and rye. Following the steeping process, we then transfer what we now call the green malt onto the germination floors. We do this via a series of augers and strategically placed slides in the upper floor. The green malt now flows onto both the upper and lower floors. Then, using the power shovel and a great deal of artistry, the floors are now levelled.
So is there a set procedure for managing the germination floors?
So each day this could be a different way of me telling the lads what to do, if it's cold weather or warm weather. So when we come in the morning, this will be entangled or matted together. So then we'll get the Robinson turner, go up and down and turn it over. Yeah. And after it's all flat, we'll get the drag and drag up and down until we get even bumps to aerate it. So Bobby, would you like to have a go at dragging?
Yeah, like you're rowing. Better if you do it like sheep. Okay. So as you pull, okay. You see how I got it.
Can we leave it here? Thank you. Thank you for letting me do that.
So that's fantastic, Bobby. Would you like a job with us?
Yeah. But most important of all, Jerry, I think you'll tell me, is there's no blueprint, is there?
No.
And we never walk away from a single procedure
No.
without asking ourselves, what do we do next?
Yeah.
And when do we do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's key, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is key to the whole management of these floors.
That's it.
How do you know when the modification of the green malt is complete?
This takes 4 to 5 days, and we know when we've done it, when we've done as much as we need to do, when I can take a single grain and I can press it between my thumb and my index finger, and I can squash it flat, and in fact I can do better than that. I can smear it out across my index finger, and you see the white? The white is what's known as the maltster's chalk. At this point, we then quickly transfer the green malt from the germination floor to the kiln. We use the power shovel to clear the floors, both upper and lower levels being cleared at the same time, creating a curtain as the malt falls from the upper floor into the large screw conveyor below.
We are a traditional business malting in the traditional way. When we need modern technology, we will always install the best equipment available. A very modern BISAP kiln was fabricated in Germany and Switzerland and installed in 2017. This kiln delivers us a whole kaleidoscope of malts, from ultra low colour check malt to our darkest malting scale. Kilning is the second to last phase of the malting process, during which moisture is removed from the green malt. The aim is to lower the moisture content of the green malt to between 3 and 5%. This will achieve a biologically and microbiologically stable product. This in turn will halt further germination and modification. This is also where colour and aroma are developed.
Then via the main elevator, the green malt continues its journey to the kiln, where with the aid of our newly installed but traditional spinning disc, the malt is spun out evenly across the wire wedge floor. A single maltster has to trim the corners to create a level bed of malt prior to kilning. Finally, we have to separate the dried root that's known as malt prawns, which we sell to farmers for animal feed.
What's the shelf life for whole malt and then also crushed malt?
Good question. If stored correctly, and by correctly I mean stored in cool, dry conditions out of direct sunlight, whole malt has a shelf life of 12 months and crushed is 6 months.
So not all malt varieties test the same. How do you handle each one specifically?
Do what maltsters have done forever, of course, because you cannot purchase a parcel of barley out of a field with the exact specification that a brewer wants. So what maltsters do is they blend their malts to get the specification that the brewer requires. That isn't to say that you're going to get these are 50-50 blends, nothing like. They were talking about more like 90%, 10%, at the most 80%, 20%. That's how you tweak your malts to get them right for the brewer. What we have here in the lab is we've got all the equipment necessary to test all our barleys before they leave the farm. We can actually micro malt and micro brew here in the laboratory. And then of course we've got this also the same equipment that we need in order to test all our malts once we've made them, before we mill, pack them and stack them and dispatch them. Customers' orders are then selected and sometimes blended from these bins. It is all very fresh product, crushed to order if required, packed and stacked on pallets, ready for delivery the next day. There you are, Bobby, Evan. You've seen the whole process. You've been all through our wonderful old buildings. which are a marvellous record of the past, particularly of the centuries-old process of malting, which we still practice here today. We've been doing it for nearly 170 years, and we're all set up to go on doing it for a very long time to come.